Playing your jam.
We both know that this is how you like to get down.
Once upon a time in a faraway land, there once lived a fly-ass, mackin'-ass man. With a shark for a mouth and gators for shoes, his ism made all the 304s want to choose. Now one chick held his ism at high regard, so she hit the boulevard and she hit it real hard. She truly mastered the art of breaking on a trick. Came back with bankrolls that was bisquick thick. They had a lot of funds and they had a lot of fun. It's safe to say they had a legendary run. The glory of the story, if you ain't knowing, the P with the H is the best thing going. Let's go.
Bitch, you want all this pimpin' you can't afford. Perform like a punk, but wanna win his reward. Some suckers give you points, but bitch, you never scored. If you ain't paying pimpin', then bitch, you getting ignored. Okay, I'm so sick of these.
First and foremost, let me take a moment to give honor to all of the stand-up, stomp down, solid 304s in the game. You truly don't get enough mention, so I had to take this moment to show honor and respect to the solid 304s in the game. Shout out to y'all. Now, you know, us as P's, we go through a lot of young ladies in the game, right? If you stay down in the game for a long time, you gonna go through a lot of chicks in the game. And some of those chicks that you go through are gonna be memorable. One of my more memorable chicks was Carmen. Carmen was everything that a P could want. She was gorgeous, had a heart of gold, and determination out of this world. Let's take it back to 2010. P in Minnesota, downtown Minneapolis, campaigning, and I see a chick across the street walking. So I approach her, and we start up a conversation, and that conversation will be the beginning of a great thing. Now, lesson to the young P's, right? See, that's why it's imperative to stay available, because when this conversation began, this chick was so square, I just was thinking in my head the whole time, this chick is cool as hell, but I could never see her being in the game. She proved me wrong. I stayed available to her, and she went hard to have my attention. Once I let her know what I was about, she became about what I was about. One day she showed up to my hotel room with 2 big suitcases and said, "Freeze, I'm ready to go wherever you want to go, and I'm ready to do whatever you want to do." And this was the beginning of a beautiful thing, a chick being turned out to the game. See, a lot of you young dudes, y'all want to turn the chicks on to you, but that's why their expiration date be about the same as a gallon of milk. They don't last long. The chicks last a whole lot longer when you turn them out to the game. And that's what Freeze did. Turn this one out to the game. And we had a beautiful run. Now this chick was a stomp down. I mean, she became notorious cross country because of what she did, not because of how she presented herself on social media. By the way, she wasn't even really into social media, and that was one of the things that I dug about Carmen, you dig? She made a name for herself by her deeds, by stomping down, staying down, being consistent, going hard, not worried about what her wifeys was doing, not worried about what anybody else was doing, was focused on what she was doing and doing it to the best of her ability. She was truly about this game and truly about my ism, you dig? Carmen had a lot of great qualities about herself. One thing I dug about her is that she fully surrendered herself to this ism. See, if you're gonna choose somebody in this game, that's one thing that's imperative to do. You have to fully surrender yourself to the ism. You have to fully let go of the wheel and let the ism take charge of your life, trusting that he's gonna make the right decisions. So you have to make the right decision. You have to make your decision based on the right things. Of course the ism is fly, of course the ism looks good, of course the ism sounds good, but you need to make sure that the ism is good for you. So you need to choose for the right reasons. I think Carmen chose me, man, because she seen something in me. She just trusted that Freeze would guide her in the right direction, in the right way, and have her best interests at heart. And I believe she was right. Now, I mean, Carmen used to just stay down, man. I'm talking about she'll stay down for 12 hours, 15 hours, 18 hours, regularly, in heels. See, one thing about Carmen that all successful people have in common, she had a willingness to do what failures won't do. While the failures weren't willing to have on stilettos, Carmen had on stilettos. While the failures wasn't willing to get down and stay down, Carmen got down and stayed down. While the failures wasn't willing to close their mouths and open their minds, Carmen did just that. See, the thing about Carmen, she had a pride about her 304ing. She wanted to be the best 304 that she could possibly be. So she did everything that she possibly could in order to make that happen, in order to become that. This meant listening. This meant understanding that the ism is in charge and she's not in charge. This meant understanding her role and understanding my role. And as a result, not only did we have a lot of funds, but we had a lot of fun. We took time to smell the roses and truly enjoyed life, man. One thing that is imperative to do in this lifestyle is have fun. All work and no play is a recipe for insanity. So if you're gonna work hard, you got to play hard. One thing that I loved and appreciated about Carmen is that she was like me in this regard. She didn't smoke, she didn't drink, she didn't do drugs. She was just high on the game, just like I was. We was high on the game together. See, a lot of people don't believe that a chick can be in the game for years and not be controlled by some mind-altering substance, drugs and alcohol. Carmen proved that a 304 can do just that. A lot of chicks in the game right now don't believe that they can be down in the game without being under the influence of drugs and alcohol and tobacco. I'm here to tell you, it's been done and it can still be done. It's all up to you. You gotta make the decision on whether or not you're gonna be your absolute best. See, a lot of chicks don't believe they can do their thing in this game without being under the influence of drugs and alcohol because they don't understand what they're doing. They don't understand the game they're involved in. They don't understand clientele. And because they don't understand clientele, they can't master the art of breaking on a trick. All they know is that they want some money. All they know is put their hand out. But they don't understand reciprocation. They don't understand that you have to give in order to get. And what you got to give is some game in order to get a return out the game. Carmen understood that because she understood what she was doing, because she understood how to deal with clients, because she understood their psychology and how to deal with them and communicate with them. She didn't need to be under the influence of drugs and alcohol. She did her thing and she did it well. Now, one of my most hilarious memories with Carmen, one day she came to me and she said, "You won't believe what this trick just had me do." Now, I was being funny, right? Because she had never seen American Pimp. But for those of y'all who ain't familiar with American Pimp outtakes, there's a scene where they ask Bradley,
What's the nastiest thing you heard? What's the most, that don't have to be nasty, what's the craziest shit? Craziest trick story.
A bitch had to stick a vegetable carrot in a trick's ass. The bitch tell me this, I done witnessed this. The bitch stuck a long vegetable carrot right in the ass, and the bitch get 500 for doing that, you know. And that's how that worked out. Yeah. I kind of found that was kind of comedy, you know. Yeah, that's about the weirdest one.
A carrot.
A big vegetable carrot, thick, long one, the hoe said.
What makes a vegetable carrot different than a carrot?
Man, what make it dig in here, huh? Oh, man.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that was some strange shit.
So, being funny with Carmen, when she asked me that question, I said, "What'd he do? Had you put a big vegetable carrot up his ass?" And she said, "How'd you know?" Just go to show you how funny this game can be at times, man. I tell you, man, we had a lot of fun. Carmen used to think she had jokes too, and she was pretty funny at times. I mean, being around a master roaster like Freeze, I guess you ain't got no choice but to step your roasting game up, and she was pretty hilarious at times. We had some great chemistry with each other because the common ground that we had was this game. We both were for the game and about the game. We didn't let any blurred lines come between us. Another great thing about Carmen is that she didn't allow jealousy to get the best of her. Whenever new wifeys came around, she was welcoming. She was encouraging. She understood her role and played it well. I could go on and on and on about the beautiful things about Carmen, but the bottom line, she was great because she put the game first. She didn't put her feelings first. She didn't put drugs and alcohol first. She rarely even put herself first. She put the game first. And because I also put the game first, we had a great run together. Shouts out to Carmen. Best of blessings to her. Let that marinate on your mind one time. Freeze is it. Put some love in your body, and I'll holla. Now come and take a sip of this game. Pour it down your ear and let it drip to your brain so you can run it up, run it up. And we'll be coming up, really coming up. Take a sip of this game, let it saturate your brain. Taylor, make your homework so we can match it with my name. Then attach it to your frame, right? Now you game tight. You gon' check
liquor back the same night. Now you breaking tricks and handling thousands, while these bitches on the blade doing the mannequin challenge. Standing there looking stupid cause they has no game.